everyone. I am super excited today because guess what this is? So this is my newest tarot deck that I have created. This is my first deck. I'm so freaking excited. It took me a while to work on it, but it's here and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I'm going to be comparing it with the RWS and just showing kind of where I took my inspiration from and certain things you can see in it. It is a found art deck, so it is the art of George Barbier, who was a French artist working in the 1910s and 20s. So it is an Art Deco style deck. And I'm just so excited to showcase it. Sorry about this setup, but I couldn't figure out how to zoom in more without having this in the way. So I know it's a bit clunky, but I don't really have like a professional setup, so I hope you guys will forgive me. So yeah, this is just a standard RWS deck that I bought years ago. So I've put it back in order. These are the backs. This is like super cheap, terrible cardstock. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I just basically use this for reference, so it's fine. This has the same tuck box style as my Lenormand. If you watched that video, you can see here, it has this little flap, so it makes it a lot easier to get the deck out. I'll start off with the backs. So these are the backs. It's by George Barbier, which is great. As soon as I saw this image, I was like, yes, this has to be the back. So I love it so much. So I'll talk about, I guess, the specs. The cardstock is 310 GSM. It's black core, so it won't, if you hold it up to the light, you won't be able to see through, if that is important to you. I don't riffle shuffle, as I mentioned in other videos, but this is pretty good. I don't know, I'll do that thing where people do this, even though I'm not sure what that actually means, but I think it's flexible, it's fine, it's nice feeling. So yeah, so let's do a little side by side. So I just thought these, like, when I saw this image, I was like, this is absolutely the Fool. You know, it has the little white dog. She has the flower here. I can bring that up so you can see. She has a flower in her hand. And she's kind of on a cliff edge. So I just thought, how perfect is this, for the Fool? So yeah. Then we have the Magician. So I thought, well, here's someone at the table and they have certain instruments, just like this Magician. So I thought that's quite a cool pairing. The High Priestess, she has, you know, this kind of globe as if she's going to tell fortunes. And, you know, the High Priestess is all about intuition, and I thought that was a good representation of it. This, I just love this. So the Empress is just surrounded by greenery. Well, it's greenery, but it's pink and red. And there's a little bird. And so I thought it kind of gives a nod to all of the creation aspect of the Empress card. So I just really like that. I chose this Emperor because they're both looking straight at you. They both have this kind of badass demeanor, like you are not going to mess with them. And you know, the genders are going to be changed throughout this deck, so just be aware of that. I know some people don't like that, but I thought it doesn't really matter. Gender's a construct anyway, so why not have a female emperor? It doesn't matter. It's the sentiment behind it. But yeah, I thought these they mirror each other in a really nice way. The Hierophant I thought was really cool. So I chose this woman, and she's kind of being flanked by these two people who look like they're going to serve her. Kind of like these supplicants here. And I think she looks really authoritative, and like they kind of look like they're out for her approval. I'll bring it forward a bit so you can see. I just really like this card. And I think it gets the message across. So the lovers, this is a queer lovers card. And this original painting was called Eros. So I thought that was a perfect lover's card. And, you know, one is offering the flower to the other one, and it's kind of like that whole decision thing, like, will she take it? Does she want it? So yeah, and then there's kind of the third figure above, which I really like. The Chariot, I just thought it was really cool because there's this little elephant. The details are a bit smaller on this, but you kind of get the gist of it. And yeah, again, I thought it was a good mirroring. Strength, I thought this was really cool because there's, you know, I think either a bird or a phoenix, or I'm not sure what animal that is, to be honest, but it looks pretty badass. Like, this woman looks very in control of herself. She just looks really like she has it together, and she's using, you know, her power, the power. I feel like this is a representation of her internal power, that she feels. So I think it's a bit more subtle than the RWS. But yeah, this one, I was like, come on, is this not perfect? Like, she has the light, she's on top of a hill. I just thought this is a perfect hermit. So this is kind of, I like the round window kind of that you can see in the middle. I thought this is a bit of a different interpretation, kind of like the Wheel of Fortune spins and you can't do anything to change it, so you may as well just sit back and relax, which is what these characters are doing. Yeah, there is, I forgot to mention at the top of this video that there are depictions of smoking, so if that bothers you, you know, that's totally cool, but you may not want this deck if that's the case, which is fine. Justice, I thought this was really cool. Her pearl necklace that she's kind of holding kind of signifies the weigh scale that he's holding, and then the two pillars on either side. I just thought it was really cool, and I think it works really well. The Hanged Man, all about different perspective and choosing to kind of take yourself out of whatever situation you're in to kind of contemplate. And these two people, you can kind of see that they also have a different perspective of the world now, because they're, you know, it looks like they're coming out of the clouds, but who knows what led them to that place. So yeah, it's quite cool. Death, pretty self-explanatory. He's playing a violin. Yeah, I thought that was a perfect match. Temperance, I thought this was a really good match as well, in terms of the balance in here and the alchemy of, you know, water turning into something else possibly. And even the 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. Like, I thought this is a perfect temperance card. The Devil, I really like this image because it's kind of someone's whispering in her ear, trying to lure her in through something. and we're not sure if she's gonna go with it. She doesn't seem to be paying attention to them, but she could. And it's just about, you know, addiction, obsession, that kind of thing, and just what is your, what is that word? Vice, I guess. This is all about vice. So yeah, and even like the chains kind of represented with her necklaces. I just think, yeah, lots of parallels between the two. The tower. So obviously this tower, it looks like the top might fall. It looks like she's running away from, oh, sorry, running away from something. So you're not exactly sure what she's running away from, but it looks like something could be happening. Yeah, and I just thought, again, that was a really good match. The star, here are the stars and the two women looking up at the sky. The moon kind of has that lethargic kind of what's going on, kind of uncertainty. There's like the wispiness that kind of, I think she's smoking, and it just kind of brings that cloudiness of obscurity that the moon sometimes brings, of not being sure what you're looking at or what's going on in your situation. So yeah, I thought that was a good parallel. And again, these like two towers in the back, I just thought that was a really good parallel. The sun I really like because I really find this naked baby creepy. And so the arm gesture is kind of the same with both characters, but you know, she's just like loving life. Presumably the sun is in the background because you can see all the boats are sailing and it's like probably a nice sunny day, and she's just living her life and she's just like happy. And I love that. I just think this is such a beautiful representation. This is a pretty traditional judgment card. So it's like, you know, someone being woken up in the middle of the night by a caller who is there to tell them some news. So I think that's like quite similar to this card as well. And then the world. So I thought this was really cool because you can see here there's like the little wreath that's kind of like going around, and then there's the sash that's kind of going around. So yeah, I thought this kind of represents like a wholeness, a finished quality, a kind of ending point and a new beginning. So yeah, it seemed like the perfect one. The Ace of Wands. So I think this is really cool because there's like a piece of paper that's on fire. So I thought that's a cool representation for the Ace of Wands. It's like that spark, that initial spark of creativity or passion. These two guys have a similar position. They're outward facing, and these two, these two wands are kind of mirrored in the curtains, which I think is really cool. I think from looking at this, you would know that it's the Two of Wands, even if I didn't have the titles. And then this is a similar position as well because it's outward looking, but it's kind of like the journey has begun already, but it's still focused on the future. The Four of Wands, I think you can see these people celebrating. They have flowers, and I think this is kind of represented in the little flowers there. They look celebratory. There's like more flowers. The idea of home, I think that comes across quite nicely. So this is the Five of Wands, where people are kind of fighting. And I wanted to show that through people at a dinner party, and it's kind of like people are having different conversations at the same time. Maybe their opinions are differing. Maybe they can't hear each other over the din of the other conversations. And it's just a bit chaotic, but I thought this is a great representation of this. And then the Six of Wands, so it's kind of someone in a procession. So it's kind of like these people are on the side and they're waiting, and like she has the wand in her hand and she looks quite victorious and like she's someone important. Yeah. So I thought this was cool. The Seven of Wands kind of waiting to attack someone, and it's like, are you really being attacked? Do you really need to attack back? Or are you just doing it because that's what you know? It's habit. Are you being paranoid? Like, I just think this is a great card. And then the Eight of Wands is just that chaos of forward movement. I really like that the leaves are coming off, like the branches are swaying, even the tree trunks are kind of swaying, and it's just all a bit chaotic and wanting that forward movement. So I thought the movement really shows the movement of the eight well. So the Nine of Wands, it's kind of like, oh, you're almost there. So it's like he has his foot. He's like, he's almost rescued her. He's almost done what he needs to do. It's just, he needs to just wait a little bit longer and then he'll be done. Yeah. And then this is, I thought a bit of a different take on it because she's throwing roses at her. And I think the Ten of Wands can often be about something that you love kind of being a burden, and you've taken on too much to do it, even if you're passionate about it. And it's almost like even roses, if you have too many of them, it can become a burden. So I thought that's like quite a beautiful metaphor to explain the concept of this card. So this is the page. The Knight, I really like the movement in both of these. So instead of the black cat, she has a little dog, which you can see here. How cute is he? But yeah, otherwise I thought they paralleled quite nicely. The King of Wands. So this is the Ace of Swords, and again, the swords being the air suit. I thought it was cool to get movement and air, like you can almost feel it looking at this image. So yeah, I really like that one. The Two of Swords, so again, like her eyes are being obstructed by someone else's hands, and it's like, is she seeing what she needs to see? Can she make that decision? Is she scared about making a decision? It's all kind of up in the air. I mean, this I just thought was perfect because you see the clouds and you can see it raining behind, and even the colors, like the red and like dark gray. I just think this is a perfect Three of Swords. So this is the Four of Swords. So it's someone who is resting. She has her little dog. And yeah, I think like this bed mirrors this kind of mausoleum situation quite nicely. So this one with the Five of Swords, you can see the person, so they're kind of mirroring each other, and then the two people, or the one person here, walking away, and it's like, did they win? Was it worth it? You know, this I thought was absolutely perfect. I mean, the two people on the boat leaving, just perfect match, I think. Again, so there's someone like a trickster looking kind of Joker, Harlequin character, and someone shushing them, and it's like, oh, is there a secret? What's going on? Is someone trying to pull one over on someone else? So I thought there's that trickster energy that we often see in the Seven of Swords. And I thought the restraints here are kind of mirrored in her dress, so I thought that's quite a cool parallel for the Eight of Swords. So this is the Nine of Swords. She's kind of in her bed. It's late at night. She's kept awake. She's smoking. She's like overthinking, which is classic Nine of Swords. And then this one is more like figurative representation. So someone's literally been stabbed and they are bleeding. But there's not too much blood, so it's not too gruesome. So the Page of Swords, I thought their body language parallels each other quite nicely. The movement, the forward movement as well of that. They're facing the same direction as well, which I really like. Yeah. I'm just so proud of this deck, honestly. I love it so much. I'm so excited for people to watch this video and, if they feel called to buy the deck, but even just people watching it, watching something I've made is like so much. It's so important for me. So, okay. King of Swords, again, she looks pretty badass and like she knows how to hold her boundaries strong. Okay, I'm gonna have to go quickly because I can only film 30 minutes at a time, so we'll see. So the cup with the water overflowing and that cup being filled, that's perfect. The Two of Cups, I thought was a really nice pairing. The Three of Cups, the three women playing outside, enjoying life in the outdoors. I thought this was just amazing, just how much it looks like this, with like, this person is kind of offering something and it's like they're ignoring her, and that's cool. So these figures are kind of mirroring each other in their body language, and it's like focusing on the thing that you don't have rather than focusing on the thing you do have, which could be the person here. Oops, sorry, I got my cards mixed up. Yeah, so this is like two little kids, one giving a flower, so you can see that flower being given, and I think that's perfect. So this person's dreaming and they're being, their dreams are kind of, what do you call it? Just being kind of driving them, oh, I've lost my words now because I can see the time ticking. They're just being distracted by their dreams, basically, and they can't make a decision because they have too many, basically. She's walking away from him, which I think is a really cool representation. This is just kind of like pure joy and satisfaction with life and emotions. So this one's quite cool because that is, you can see mirrored in the archway there, and I think this is a wedding, they're getting married, and there's like kids. I love the cups. Oh my god, what are they called? Like the page knight, queen and king, the courts. Oh my god. Yes, like I feel like these go so well together. Like even like the body positioning, I worked really hard to make sure I chose images that kind of reminded people of the RWS images. I think this one's really cool because the other ones, they're kind of slowly getting into the water and the king is fully immersed in it, which you can kind of see by his surroundings, but he's totally fine with it because he can navigate the emotional waters. Okay, last one, Pentacles. So this is kind of like the balance between the light and dark side. I thought that was a really cool representation. Three people working together to create something. So I think this is like a show, which is quite cool. I really like this because she's holding this pot and like it looks like she's holding onto it. She doesn't want to give it to him or even let him see it, which kind of has the energy of hoarding your money and not wanting to share it with other people or just your resources in general. This gives the same idea of like there's a window and a door and you're being left behind. but you just actually need to knock and ask for help, and it's there, so you're not alone as you think you are. Again, the arm gestures are mirrored where there's two people. Are you the person needing help? Are you the person offering help? The 7, 8, and 9, I think, are just perfect for the pentacles, because it kind of has a series. So it's like there's a garden theme. It's like, oh, the berries are just starting to come off. And it's like, oh, the apples are ready. Like, you've got it down. You've been working hard at your harvest. You've got it. And then it's like, oh yeah, and then here's the fruits of your labor. It's now autumn. Like, you've done everything, and now you can just enjoy life. And there's the bird as well, which, how perfect. So this is the 10 of Pentacles. With the different generations, you can see a child here, like older people, younger people, and even the archway is mirrored here. So I thought that was perfect. And the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. I really like that their body language is so similar. And then last but not least, the King of Pentacles. So that is it. That is my deck. It is now available to buy. It doesn't come with a guidebook, but you know, you can use any RWS style book. And it'll work. You can watch some of my videos where I talk about my favorite tarot books. Again, it comes in this tuck box. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, please let me know. I can answer them pretty much right away. And honestly, I'm just so thankful for you taking the time out to watch this, because this was such a passion project for me. Like, it was so fun to do this, and I'm just so excited to share it with the world. So thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time.